when you were talking about the platinum role, though, I was listening to a recent podcast and they were talking about servant leadership. And the guest on the other side of the microphone said, I have no problem. And he was talking about himself and that self-conviction because he made the comment, I have no problem being a servant leader until someone treats me like their servant.
Well, there you go.
And I was like, ooh, but we're kind of like that, right? Like, I want to serve you, but I don't really want you to treat me like I'm serving you. But in a way, I kind of feel like that's what you're saying is like, regardless of how they treat you, you're not gold, you're platinum.
Right.
You're on next level.
It's interesting that you bring that up because I think that at times in corporations, we have to engage in healthy boundaries. And to some degree, we have to teach people how we want to be treated.
Yeah.
And if someone is treating you in a manner in which they've taken your servant leadership and turned you into a servant, which is inappropriate, that's an opportunity to say, hey, let's just take a beat here. I know you're very hot. I know you're very passionate about this, but we've gotten to the point where we can't be respectful of one another. Why don't we take a moment, walk around the building, come back to this? But I think that these are moments where culture, values, humanity, and these are the things that Benton Bradford is all about. So when we think about diversity, equity, inclusion, that's what we're thinking about. We are thinking programmatically, but it's more than a program. It's about the intent. It's about how individuals actually are working together on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. I love that. Tell me if I'm wrong here, because I think part of the reason we struggle with this, and you alluded to it in your response of take a beat, which is a pause. I think we don't like to pause. I think we're very fast-paced, get it done. Because as you were telling the story of this heated exchange over email, I'm sarcastically thinking in my head, because that's a great way to solve a problem. Right? Fire back and forth through an email or a text message. No, if you really want to fix it, you have to stop. Pick up the phone, have an actual conversation, and then you can move on. I feel like we struggle with that. I feel like it's just, we're like, actually, no, I'm going to respond to the email so that I can go do something over here while you come back at me with another email, and then I can pick back up where we left off.
Which is highly inefficient.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very. There is something that we often talk to our clients about, and it is, what is the greatest enemy of X initiative? Just name one. And I said, for us, it is an action orientation, which is the need to want to go out and do something versus thinking about something and being very mindful and very present and very planful. The other thing is limited paradigms. So we have a paradigm. Take the email situation. This email, I read it, there was tone there, I have a paradigm, I have a way in which I'm going to respond to this. Those are two things that limit people in terms of their responses, and that we have to treat these interactions as opportunities to develop a capability and a muscle to say, you know what, I used to take a long beat, but now I've really gotten proficient. I take much shorter beats. I've really gotten to the place where I don't leap to action. I really want to be thoughtful and planful about things, about my interactions, because I want to operate with the best of intentions.